Hello and welcome to a new sub-series on critical coffee considerations. Coffee source investigations. Here with my partner in crime in my botanic garden, Victor. You have a history in fighting crime, let's say in this area of knowing where crops or wood is coming from. Can you maybe give us a little bit of this background?
Definitely. So my background is in developing traceability systems using chemical fingerprints. So when something grows in a certain location in the world, it will have a certain chemical fingerprint depending on the soil, the environment, and any other factors that can influence it. So when you measure these fingerprints, you can have an idea where a certain product comes from. And here in Mesa, together with Chris, we will now be investigating this to see if we can trace back coffee.
Yes, exactly. So I also have a coffee here. Do you have already experience in tracing coffees? Can you tell me something about the beans?
Like I said, they smell nice, and as I understand it, you can look at, I don't know how you say it in English, the grove on the bean.
The groove.
The groove. The grove or the groove, depending on who you ask, to say whether it's Robusta or Arabica. But of course they grow in the very different areas or not. I don't know. Yes. Okay. So chemically I cannot say anything, but maybe you can give some explanation because you can see which type of bean you're dealing with.
We have a straight groove here. So this is Robusta. And cheers. Now to know anything chemical about this, maybe first let's have a taste. Do you taste watermelon?
Maybe now that you say it.
Blueberry? Some claim hard chocolate. This is the specialty Robusta that Rob, the PhD student here working on Robusta coffee, brought with him. So we're not producing this coffee at May's Botanic Garden, but we are now analyzing it, and also want to analyze its chemicals. So today was actually a big day for us. We got the first machine to do this kind of atomic analysis. A microwave digestion system, and you know all about this and how it's used for wood already, right? What kind of elements are we interested in knowing?
So there's a technique called trace element analysis. It comes more or less from the mining industry to see where gold or gold purity or where gold comes from, and it basically looks at very small amounts of chemical elements that are in your material, meaning aluminium, potassium, nitrogen, chlorine, and all these, magnesium as well, copper. So you basically measure the quantities of these small chemical elements in your, for example, coffee bean. And because when your plant grows, it takes up that signal from the soil, because the soil has all these chemical elements, these nutrients, it relates to the location where it grew. So we now finally have this machine, or almost this machine in Meze, and I think we're all excited to start analyzing some material.
Yes, and you can already start dissolving them in pure acid. This is basically how it works. And do we need to use roasted or the original green beans? Does it make an impact?
That's something that we'll need to test, and also depending on what gets traded the most, right? If the most traded coffee product is roasted beans, then we probably want to analyze roasted. If it's mostly green beans, then we want to look at green beans. But this is one of the first things that you and I will test, I think.
Yes, very excited to delve into these things. So here on this series, you will be able to follow the science behind tracing coffee, cacao. We're also very excited about working on that. But then there's also soya. There's a lot of soya production in the world, also a lot in deforested areas. So basically we will go wherever the science takes us, and we will keep you updated. Thanks, Victor, for sharing this insights here already, and looking forward to how this story progresses. Thanks for following, and see you next time.